All right, we're back with the second Doha International Cup, where Gilas Pilipinas is playing their first game, and they're up against Qatar, the host team. Jatsulit here, bringing the action from this tournament. Gilas is using this in preparation not just for the third window that's coming up, a third window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, that is, but for the FIBA Asia Cup itself, that's straight from the mountain.
Yung gwapo na sinasabi nila.
Ito po yung score. 7-8.
Sabi ko, nakasay tayo.
We have the ticket. So we scan it.
Scan, okay. Pilipinas. Indaw pa lang. Taganas, pasok! Taganas, pasok! Taganas, pasok! Lang. Si ate pa rin magkasigaw na. Si Coach Ed! Mainit na ulo ni Coach Ed! Distress na siya. Hey!
National Cup kung saan lumalaban itong Gilas Pilipinas. Ang katapat agad natin is the host team, Qatar. And start of the second quarter, 2018 is the lead of Qatar. Here's Gilas, fast break attack, finished by Kiambao, teaming up with Brownlee. Great attack for the Philippines. John Sulit po magdadala ng aksyon sa inyo. Thanks for tuning in. We know you had been waiting for this coverage. Well, we're now live as we start the second quarter. Gilas bucket, 20 apiece. Here's a chance for Gilas to take the lead. Dwight Ramos leading the way with 8 points. But on the other side for Qatar, we also have to take a look at Mustafa Endao, who has 9 points for the opposing team. A miss for Gilas. Qatar looking to run. They'll reset their offense. Of course, this game is part of the preparation of Gilas Pilipinas, not just for the third window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, but Coach Tim Cohn had mentioned it that this is preparation for the actual Asia Cup because we had already qualified as Dusam, one of the best defenders for Gilas Pilipinas on the international level. We're so glad that he had finally been approved to wear the colors of the country and play as a local, as he actually is, as he draws a foul, an offensive foul on Bobo Magase. Brownlee. Look at the ball movement of Gilas. It stops with Perez as Qatar was ready for it. Kiambao, couple of bumps. Foul called on Lewis. Mike Lewis, one of the names to watch out for every time you face the Qatari national team. Babacar Dieng will take a seat on their bench. The third chance for Gilas to take the lead and see if they finally get it. Yes, they do. Yes, we do. As Kiambao puts us ahead. Kevin Kiambao, back-to-back hits to start the second quarter. He's making some noise now. Lewis looking to answer back. The three is good. The lead back with Qatar. Under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Kiambao again. Does not get the bounce on the loose ball. It's going to be a foul on Edu. Now, Coach Tim had mentioned that this tournament is particularly important for two guys, and that's AJ Edu and Jamie Malonzo, two guys who were sidelined by injuries. Edu missed the entire 2024 for Gilas Pilipinas because of a knee injury, and Malonzo also missed some time, not just with Gilas, but even with Barangay Ginebra in the PBA. He's finally back, but Qatar missing. Kiambao chases it down. Here we go. Kiambao losing the handle. It's picked up by Saad. And he'll call the shots for Qatar. They move it around. Lewis again. Mike Lewis with just 3 points so far, and that's another conversion for Qatar as Seydu knocks that down. 25-22. And Doy Seydu with 4 points now. And a foul called on the Brownlee attack. Part of what Coach Tim mentioned is how important this tournament is for the preparation of Gilas for the actual FIBA Asia Cup. He said that if they had not qualified for the next round yet, they probably wouldn't have flown all the way to Doha, Qatar. Because he understands that the two games that we're playing in the third window of the qualifiers are both away games. Ang ibig sabihin po nun, Gilas will have to travel to Chinese Taipei and they will have to travel to New Zealand. And to still be flying all the way from Doha, Qatar to those destinations to where the games are going to be playing, it's going to be grueling for the bodies of these professional athletes. And with that, of course, we thank the PBA and the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas for making these things possible, not just for Gilas Pilipinas, but for us Gilas fans. The PBA, of course, had to take a 2-week break to give way to Gilas' window and their preparations for the Asia Cup qualifiers. This is part of it as we take on Qatar. Perez making his move. CJ gets the drop. Other two teams that will be playing in this mini tournament, Lebanon and Egypt. Egypt took down Lebanon in the game just before this as another player was taken down by Seydou, so an offensive foul called on him. 25-24. Perez now. Attacking, just hit a basket earlier. Tamayo, everyone loved how he's performed in the qualifiers and he continues to do well wearing the Pilipinas uniform. Gilas Pilipinas back ahead 26-25. Timeout requested by Qatar. Again, this is the second Doha International Cup and Gilas Pilipinas in their first game up against Qatar, the host team. We apologize for the earlier delay as we ran into some technical issues, but we're now in full blast and we're excited.
And the Guardian radio station.
All right, we're back in Doha, Qatar for the continuation of Gilas' first game in the second Doha International Cup. The first opponent, host team agad in Qatar. But Gilas, after a lackluster first quarter, picking up their efforts here in the second, they also pick up the lead, although Qatar will have a chance to erase it. Foul called on Kiambao. First free throw is good for Abasher. Second one for the lead, good as well. His first 2 points in the game so far. Perez all the way to the cup. We've seen CJ Perez do that so many times. Even on the international hardwood. Remember the 2019 FIBA World Cup where him and Robert Bolick were just slicing defenses and just making a splash in the global scene. But again, the response from Abasher. Newsome making his move against Lewis. He involves Perez again. CJ gets the screen from Tamayo. He's doubled. Had to send it out to Carl. Makes his move. Fouled on the way to the rack. As Seydou will pick that one up. Oh, check that. It's Abasher who will pick up the foul after this beautiful move on the other side. But check out the ball movement of Gilas Pilipinas. Flash to the middle. Offside cut. Handoff. Bucket for CJ Perez. Amaya knocks down the first one. A very promising young man in Carl Tamayo. He has 3 points in this game. And it's just very exciting to see him hoop for Gilas Pilipinas whenever the country calls and also internationally. Interesting call. Did the referee signal a 5-second violation? They only give 5 seconds to free throw shooters? Nonetheless, they rule it a turnover. You don't normally see Tamayo commit a turnover like that. 5 seconds is too fast. I'm not sure if I just misread or didn't see the call right, but it looked like the referee was saying 5 seconds. Nonetheless, Lewis hits a 3 on the other side.
Michael Lewis.
And Qatar goes back up. Another foul. And Magase will be called for that one again. He's picking up a lot of fouls here in the second period.
Foul 33. Qatar. Holding foul.
And so Edu will head back to the free throw line after missing the entire of 2024 because of a knee injury. He's back and he's trying to do damage, trying to remind us why we were so thrilled to have him on the national team when they competed in the 2023 FIBA World Cup. A defensive presence and a lot more than just that. The attack from Qatar, the semi-hook, that drops. Tyler Harris. So it's those two, Mike Lewis and Tyler Harris, two guys that every team that Qatar goes up against, they watch out for those two. Perez, step back, jumper, that's good. And you know that there are legions of Filipinos over in Doha, Qatar, so you expect that this arena full of Filipinos, we might even have a home court advantage against the host nation here. As you hear chants of defense. Lewis draws a foul on Tamayo, or check that on Kiambao. And for KQ, that's going to be a second. Lewis still quiet here in the first half as Kiambao apologizes to Coach Tim Cohn. Coach Akan Demir having some pointers for his big man, Bobo Magasa. Meanwhile, Mike Lewis hits the first free throw. Lewis now with 7. Qatar will have some substitutions. Mustafa Indao checks back in. He was the high point man from the first quarter. 9 points. Early 9 points for him. But hasn't had any here in the second quarter so far. And that's going to be a turnover again on Gilas. Okay. Brownlee hadn't established his feet back inside the court yet. Four-point lead for Qatar. Harris again. That semi-hook. He's just a patient and cool guy underneath, waiting for that opportunity to rise up and hit the shot. 13 left in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, well, welcome and thank you for supporting Gilas Pilipinas. We know it's usually sleeping time already here in Manila, here in the Philippines. It's 2:30 in the morning, and yet we're all still up in support of Gilas Pilipinas in this pocket tournament that they're joining in Doha, Qatar. The second Doha International Cup. And Gilas currently down by 6. They're trying to change it. However, a turnover for our team. Qatar takes it away. They're orchestrating their offense. Thought about the 3. They're moving it around. 2-man action. 3 uncork. Miss. Rebound Fajardo. Perez using that Fajardo screen, the San Miguel connection. Qatar was ready for it. Here's Jumar in the post. Brownlee for 3. And it gets caught up between the rim and the board.
And the ball is laying on.
To the delight and the laughter of the fans and Filipinos in the stands. JB hasn't made his presence felt yet, at least not too much. He hasn't scored, and that actually is his first attempt in this entire game. "14 minutes that Brownlee has played, and he has taken only one attempt so far." Coach Akandemir looking for a clarification. He's trying to understand what the call of the referees are. He's asking for a jump ball situation, which is usually what is ruled. It's interesting to see what the call is going to be. So they give it to Gilas. We'll take it. And hopefully we make something out of this possession. Newsome going to CJ. Perez back to Nunu. Brownlee has to take it. He goes all the way. And he gets fouled. Brownlee with a chance to take his first free throws of the game. And Harris unhappy about that call. Oh, that's the third foul of Seydu. Brownlee, first one is good. 2:09 left in the second quarter. Brownlee missing the second one. So just 1 point so far for Brownlee in the first half.
2 minutes remaining on the clock before halftime. Foul on 17.
That's a foul called on CJ Perez as he was trying to pester the Qatari point guard, Mustafa Fuda. A crowd favorite, and Scotty Thompson checks back in. Newsome will take a seat. Those two just figured in another epic Meralco Ginebra playoff series in the quarterfinals. A series that Ginebra eventually won. Fajardo secures the board. Gilas with a chance to draw closer. Here's Brownlee. Refuses the Fajardo screen. The crossover. Ramos open for three. Excellent setup for Brownlee. Dwight Ramos had all year to take that three-pointer. And suddenly the Qatar lead is down to 2. St. Dwight Ramos now with 11 points. And he hit that three-pointer earlier that gave Gilas Pilipinas. Well, it bridged the gap. They're now just down by 2 points. And it also forced Qatar to call a timeout. 1 minute and 35 left in the first half. Here's Qatar. Let's see what they do coming off that timeout. This is still the second Doha International Cup. Gilas Pilipinas, one of 4 teams participating in this edition of the mini tournament, as Magase hitting that short stab, creating extra separation. Lead is up to 4. Fajardo. Junmar, traveling called on him. And Junmar can't believe that whistle. There have been a number of questionable calls, actually. No travel there. Lewis. Using that screen, Lewis stops, jumper, no good. Perez grabs it. Brownlee looking to be a little more aggressive. So is Fajardo. He's underneath, and he gets that to roll in. Nothing the Qatari bigs can do to stop the 8-time PBA MVP. 7 seconds separating shot and game clocks. Qatar, Fuda missing. Rebound, chased by Perez. They're on the run. To Ramos, taken away. Ball thrown away. And Gilas will have another try with 5.7 seconds left. That could have been a much better transition attack. However, Gilas will still get it back. Avdic will check back in. Brownlee, the three, couldn't get it. Ramos, nothing on the putback in the first half ends with Qatar up by 2, 40-38. Leading the way for Gilas Pilipinas is Dwight Ramos with his 11 points. Justin Brownlee coached him on that. They wouldn't even have joined this if they hadn't already qualified, because they would have used the time to prepare for Chinese Taipei and New Zealand. But mainly because of that big win that we scored over New Zealand in the previous window, the second window, which we played at home, that allowed us to qualify for the next round. And that means we get a chance to compete in tournaments like this and kind of look ahead a little further in terms of preparing for the bigger tournaments. However, Gilas Pilipinas down by 2 at the half. Back in the first 24 minutes, we allowed Qatar to shoot 59% from the field. Well, obviously, there's more vigor in terms of defense for Gilas Pilipinas. As a block made there by Ramos. Well, if you compare the two teams and how well they're shooting, not a lot of defense, I guess, being played, because Qatar shot 59%, but Gilas was 60%. Maybe it's the fever of NBA All-Star Weekend. Thompson could not get that looper of a layup in. Qatar on the counterattack. They go to the cup. No good, but a tip in by Tyler Harris. 10 points now for Harris. Lead of Qatar up to 4. Thompson. They want to feed Fajardo now. Against Seydu. Kick out. Brownlee gets rid of the defense. 3 is short. Fajardo offensive rebound. Thompson, corner 3. That's his favorite spot beyond the arc. Just ask Chris Newsom about it. Gilas gets to within 1. This game being played in Qatar, but the crowd favoring the Philippines. You guys know why, but Seydu flexing his muscles underneath. Fajardo was there. Brownlee was there. Still no problem for Qatar's big man. Can he complete the 3-point play, though? He does. Here we go. It's a 4-point lead now for Qatar. Back to that lead of Tana. Brownlee will try again. Still cannot hit. Justin Brownlee 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Pretty much that's all the shots that he's taken so far. Meanwhile, Qatar just breaking down the defense of Gilas. Their lead is 6. Only Dwight Ramos has reached double figures for the Philippines with 11 points. After him, it's CJ Perez and Scotty Thompson with 6 apiece. Referees convening.
Coach challenge the ball out of bounds.
And they're gonna take a look at this as the two teams huddle up. They're gonna review to make sure they get the call right. The problem so far for Gilas here, the reason why we're down by 6, is Tyler Harris. He has 10 points, just 1 miss, 5 of 6 from the field, and he's been giving us a hard time, mainly with the rebounding. He's been busy with tip-ins and just getting second possessions for Qatar as they overturned the initial call. Initially, they said Gilas basketball, but eventually, after that review, it's given to Qatar. Gilas on defense. Here's Qatar. Seydu trying to get position underneath. Fadu sends it out. If Fuda on that negative step, it's called for out of bounds. On the court right now for Gilas Pilipinas, the same 5 that started this game, and that's Scotty Thompson, Junmar Fajardo, Calvin Oftana, Dwight Ramos who misses on the 3, and Justin Brownlee. Another chance for Gilas. They turn it over again. Qatar looking to break this game open. Fuda will try again. And a foul called on Harris to his surprise. He was caught holding on to a Gilas player. Obviously, Harris unhappy about that whistle. There he was, grabbing onto the jersey of Oftana. I thought that was a fairly easy call to make for our referee. Thompson. Calvin Oftana. He hit the first 3 of the game for Gilas Pilipinas. The first 3 points, actually, of the Filipino team. But he hasn't scored since. He hasn't even taken a single attempt since. Harris out to a teammate. Ross closer. Qatar will miss. Oftana the rebound. Look for Brownlee to try and come alive here in the third. Fajardo, no one closing out on him. You can't leave that guy open. He may look big. He may look like he doesn't have a touch, but that's a guard trap in a 6'10" body. Qatar obviously very familiar with Fajardo. He has been playing against them for over a decade already. Fuda hits the 3. He makes the defense pay for going under. Brownlee against Harris. That's a matchup to watch out for, although we're talking about individual matchup for those players. Well, Brownlee is losing that matchup. Like we mentioned, a very quiet performance so far as he gets called for a traveling violation. Brownlee still stuck with just 1 point. That's 3 turnovers already for JB. Qatar's lead up to 7. Fuda making his mark here in the third. He hit a 3-pointer just a while ago. Total of 8 for him. Harris, met by the defense, forced to kick it out. Gets the repost. Tyler Harris against Brownlee, no problem.
52-43.
Under 5 minutes to go in the third.
5 minutes remaining.
Thompson has size advantage against Fuda and Scotty. He finishes through the foul. And Qatar is very unhappy about that call. Oh, check that. Looks like they waved the basket.
Basket counts.
Oh, the basket will count. But the foul might have been on a Gilas player.
Second personal foul. Fajardo.
Jumar Fajardo bailed with a foul, but the 2 points counted for Thompson. That's another foul of Fajardo as he challenged Harris. That's clearly a foul. Tyler Harris in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, he had played 2 games already for Qatar and he averaged 14.5 points and 10 rebounds. Only guy who's averaging a double-double for Qatar. Although, like we said, he had to split the games between him and Mike Lewis, the naturalized guys for Qatar. You guys are familiar with FIBA rules. You can only have one on your team. So Lewis was the one who played the other 4 games. And Lewis averaged 17 points per game.
Foul on number 9.
Fuda gets fouled by Thompson from behind as he hit the brakes and Scotty just rammed into him.
2 shots for Fuda.
What hurts is that Gilas is already in penalty. Mustafa Fuda, he wasn't really looking to shoot, but penalty situation puts him at the line where he fails to score the first one. Still with 8 points and 4 assists as well. Main facilitator of Qatar. Second one is good.
1 for Fuda. 53 plays at 45.
53-45 is the official score. And this is now the biggest that the Qatari lead has been in a long time. Ramos missing. Gilas has been very quiet here in the third quarter. Just 7 points so far. We'll need to ramp it up, especially with Qatar just relentlessly attacking. Excellent defense for Gilas. Now we have to convert. Thompson orchestrating the offense. He goes to Fajardo. 2 PBA MVPs conniving, and they get 2 points out of that 2-man game. Gilas again within 6. We need a string of stops. Qatar looking to go to Harris, and Edu is now on him. Premium defender, the young AJ Edu. Tyler Harris, though, saying, I don't care. Wow, it's the veteran in Harris able to maneuver past Edu. Lead back to 8. Fajardo going to Thompson. Edu was stepping out of bounds. I thought Scotty had a shot already. But he opted to move that ball around a little bit more. Unfortunately, Edu was caught stepping on the sideline. Coach Demir shuffling his players Harris remains on the floor. Here in the Doha International Cup, naturalized players can share the floor. So it's Lewis and Harris on the court at the same time right now. Harris gets fouled, will head to the line. There's that attack once again. Junmar Fajardo once again teaming up with AJ Edu. Last time we saw that tandem, the 2023 FIBA World Cup, where we saw them right on our Philippine soil, where they went up against the top teams and the top hoopers in the entire country, or in the entire world, I should say. Newsom back on the floor for Gilas. Fajardo wants it. We get it to the big man. Single coverage. There's the help. It's a little too late. Fajardo able to score. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Harris trying to get position against Edu. He's forced out. Now here's Lewis stepping back over Ramos. It's a miss. Rebound collected by Edu. Can Gilas capitalize? Ramos missing the three. Brownlee with a rebound. His pass taken away. Lewis. They move that ball around. They will try and make a three. That's a big one. That silences Gilas and the Filipino fans over in Doha. A big three from Abasher. And it's a product of the ball movement of Qatar, their lead. And they've just owned this third quarter, scoring 19 points. And it's not actually that number that's very impressive. It's them holding the Filipinos to just 11 points so far in the third. And that's after shooting 60% in the first half. Fajardo has it. Let the options open up. Fajardo a little too strong, even on the tip. Junmar gets it again. Blocked by Qatar. Incredible defense showed there. We got to give it back. That intensity on defense, Newsom trying to do so. He gets called for a foul. This was where the foul was whistled on Saad. And this was the block on Fajardo. You hate to see it, but you gotta admit that was good defense for Qatar. Junmar was already trying to impose himself. But Qatar said, nope. Second free throw is good for Saad.
40 seconds out.
With Brownlee. Again, just 1 point so far for JB. Looking to involve his teammates. Can he take over? Leaves it for Fajardo. He gets fouled. 2 free throws for the Kraken. You know that there's a plan behind Justin Brownlee being very, very passive in this game. But still, it's just kind of weird. It's unnatural to see him, number one, just take 3 attempts when, he's already played 26 minutes. And number 2, him missing all 3 of those shots that he's taken. In games like this, however, it's important to know that this is where coaches can experiment a little bit, can work on little details like giving confidence to the locals or finding the chemistry, or like in the case of Coach Tim, as he mentioned and we mentioned a couple of times already on this broadcast, him welcoming back a couple of players who had missed some time due to injuries, and that's where the importance of these games lies. Good effort for AJ Edu. Can Gilas score? 5 seconds left in the third. Brownlee to Newsome. Nunu will miss, and Gilas will have to enter the fourth quarter down by 9 points, 60-51. After another slow quarter, their lowest scoring quarter of the game so far, just 13 points. For the second Doha International Cup, there are 4 teams in this pocket tournament. Qatar, Lebanon, Egypt, and our very own Gilas Pilipinas, who are down by 9 as we enter the fourth quarter of our first game in this tournament. 60-51 is the score. A three-pointer knockdown. That's Kevin Cambao. The game is helping our men to come back. He's got 7 points now. And a foul called on Gilas. Mike Lewis falls down on the floor. Edu disagrees with the call as you see him shaking his head. But it was actually Ramos who got called for it, and take a look at that and be the judge of that call. Cambao off a beautiful feed from Brownlee. That's JB's 4th assist. Lewis, bottom of the net on that elbow J.
2 points for Lewis.
Lewis up to 10 points now. Brownlee to Edu. It's JB again. He opts to take this three, still missing. 0 for 4 from the field for Justin Brownlee. 0 for 4, all from 3-point range. You haven't seen Mason Amos and Jamie Malonzo play in this game so far. We're expecting Troy Rosario. Brownlee, Newsome. Might have been fouled while taking that three. Check out that big block from Edu. Now it's Newsome who will be taking 3 free throws. Still a lot of time left in this game. 8 minutes, 50 seconds. But Qatar has given Gilas Pilipinas a lot of problems in this game. Especially with the stellar defense that the Qatari are playing. That third quarter, if you missed it, if you're just joining us, Gilas was held to just 13 points in all 10 minutes of that quarter. Newsome, ever so steady, missing that third free throw. Still, bridges the gap. The lead is 6. Jumper doesn't fall. Battle for the rebound taken by Grantham. Lewis draws another foul. This is what we're saying. Gilas Pilipinas having a difficult time staying away from foul trouble. It doesn't look like Newsome got him at all, basing on that replay. Well, the calls have been quiet questionable in some parts. But that's already part of what you have to deal with when you travel
Lowest
for
2 from
these
2.
tournaments. As players would tell you, sometimes they use their first 1 or 2 fouls maybe to try and gauge how far the referees will let them, or what can they get away with. So all of these come into play. It's Perez. Drops it off to Edu. Extra pass. Brownlee with his first field goal of the game. Would you believe that Justin Brownlee only has 3 points and only 8 minutes left in the game? But Gilas, energy coming back to the Philippine team, given by the Filipinos in the crowd. That was the attack by Abasher. And the stop for Gilas, Edu and Seidu
Ball change.
get involved in a lockup. And that results to possession being awarded to Qatar, but not for this timeout. Here at the second Doha International Cup. And it might even be a bigger treat for our kababayans out there that Doha or that Qatar is hosting, because it brings them closer to their idols, their kababayans in the national team. And trust us that our Filipinos there, the team, they got their fix of adobo, of pinakbit, sinigang, whatever food they're asking. The Filipino community usually provides it. When Qatar asks for points, Seidu provided for them. Lead back up to 8. Brownlee. He's trying to impose his might now, but unable to do so. Stuck at 3 points. He does have 4 rebounds and 5 assists, but also 5 turnovers for JB. Speaking of, that's a turnover for Qatar. Our leading scorer now is Jungmar Fajardo with 12 points and 7 rebounds. Brownlee. Now it's Perez. Traveling called on CJ again. And it looks like that move is unfamiliar to the referees out there. My eyes might be fooling me, but I don't think that's a travel. He landed with both feet. If he landed on the same foot that he used to hop, then fine, it's a travel, but look clean. Lewis, his 3-pointer doesn't work. Edu secures the rebound for the Philippines. Some cut off by Lewis, who will get called for the foul. Newsome knew the impact was coming and braced for it.
Foul on number 2.
They go to Brownlee against Harris. And Brownlee will find himself at the line. It's fourth quarter, which means it's Justin Brownlee time. He's trying to take over.
Second personal foul. The time, Harris.
Harris called for his second personal as Brownlee knocks down that first freebie. Second is good as well for Brownlee.
Brownlee. Now the score. And the 6-point deficit.
That's one to Lewis. Puts up the 3, no good. That would have been big for Qatar. Now it opens up an opportunity for the Philippines. Gambao missing. Rebound taken by Lewis. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the fourth. Lewis against Brownlee. They take another three and they miss it. Now it's Newsom using that pick for JB. CJ coming out to get it. Refusing the Edu screen. Perez cannot get the roll. Unfortunate ending to that sequence. Good defense for Gilas. Qatar forced to kick it out and reset. Now their two-man game involves Lewis and Seydu. Abasher. Lewis will have to take this one. Would have been a backbreaker for Gilas. But they got the stop, they got the rebound, and they have to convert. Brownlee gets the basket as he finishes through the foul. Bonus free throw coming JB's way. Seydu pleading his case. He's asking for a challenge. Look at that. Brownlee felt the contact, threw it up anyways. It goes in and the crowd goes wild. It could be big for Seydu. Could be his fourth foul. So they're forced to put him back on the bench. He's not done talking. He's not done contesting the foul that was whistled on him.
Foul on number 5.
JB bonus free throw. That goes in. Gilas is within one possession. Or two possessions. Check that. Yeah. They finally updated the score. Only down by 3. Lewis. To Harris. Being pressured by Brownlee. Edu was there for the help. Gilas gets possession. Ramos using that pick from Edu. Dwight attacks, leads it for AJ for the jam! And the Filipinos on the court and in the stand have come alive here in the fourth quarter in Doha from being down by double digits, now just down by 1. Another look at the find from Ramos and the hammer from Edu. And the Filipino crowd loving it. And for sure, when Kai Soto went down with an injury. But speaking of injuries, a couple of Gilas players also recovering from their injuries and are now playing with this team. And we're talking about AJ Edu, Jamie Malonzo, although Jamie Malonzo has yet to see action in this tournament so far. He has not been fielded into this game, and well, we don't expect to see him in the final 4 and 30. Whatever Edu did there as he tried to rock that rim, I'm pretty sure it wasn't about entertainment or for the sake of just doing it. There was something he was trying to fix. Action resumes. It's still Qatar ahead by 1, but momentum has went completely to Gilas' side. There's another steal for Gilas. Brownlee. Hand off. It's Ramos. Ball left behind. Take it away. Saad with it. Now they're trying to get it to Lewis. The naturalized guard, Mike Lewis, hitting a tough three-pointer. He's got 15 points.
Lewis.
That was huge for Qatar. Thompson asking Ramos to get it. Now it's Dwight. St. Dwight against Lewis, backing him down. The turn around jumper is whipped. St. Dwight, or was it Kiambao? Double check that, but nonetheless, a terrific shot. Lewis again, missing. And a foul called. What a development. The swipe from Harris. Well, he swiped a couple of times. And that will send Edu to the line. Ooh, a miss on the first one for AJ Edu. The second one, much better. 1 point game. Saad to Lewis. Gilas needs a stop. Here's Qatar. Abasher. Kiambao sticking with him. The help from Edu, enough to bother the shot. Great team defense from the Philippines. It's Edu. Now it's with Kiambao. Ramos. Edu posting up. He faces up. Brownlee on the tip. Beautiful basketball for Gilas. And the Philippines go ahead by 1. Lewis. It's Abasher. Now Saad looking for Harris. Denied by Brownlee. Saad blocked by Thompson. And shot clock violation on Qatar. Gilas Scotty is different. And he shows it again. That's a couple of fantastic defensive stops for Gilas. But this was so impressive. Single coverage. Scotty, he got taken to the paint. But he says, go ahead. I'm not going anywhere. He got the block. Now it's Gilas with a chance to extend the lead. Ramos now taking it strong. 15 points for St. Dwight. Two assists and 2 blocks to boot. 3 of 5 from 3-point range, but he shows that he can also operate inside. Now a 3-point lead for an insane comeback for the guys in white. Our very own Gilas Pilipinas, led by that man, St. Dwight Ramos. That's 15 points to lead the way for Gilas. And a couple of big baskets. A turnaround jumper a while ago, and then he took it strong. Lewis to tie. No. Rebound Edu. 1.5 minutes to go. Ramos. Brownlee will set the screen. They get the switch. They want Brownlee to attack Lewis. It's Kiambao. Not hitting. A minute remaining.
It's
Harris against a smaller Ramos. Is this the matchup that Qatar wants? They kick it out. Lewis. Abashir could not hit the three. Kambao with a big board. And Gilas might be able to seal it with a basket here. Dwight. Triple crossover. Step back. Fall away. No. Rebound taken by Qatar. Harris looking to attack. And a foul was whistled. And they count the basket. I think on the slap on the backboard. Perhaps on that Edu attempt to block the shot. Slap the backboard. They initially announced that the basket counts, but the score hasn't moved yet. We'll check what the official ruling will be. Nonetheless, what we know is there's going to be free throws for Harris.
Score now is 72-69. Gilas at 20 seconds remaining.
Okay, so they might revoke the count of the basket. No, they just signaled that the basket counts. So officially, it will be 72-71. Harris now at 17 points. Brownlee still pleading his case. The big one is the free throw. It will be to tie. The first of 3 games that Gilas Pilipinas will be playing over in Doha, Qatar. Tomorrow, or should I say later, we take on Lebanon at 11 p.m. Manila time, February 15. Harris misses the free throw. And that's going to go Gilas' way. They'll automatically review it, is what the referees are saying. But initial ruling on the floor, Gilas Pilipinas basketball. 17.8 seconds remaining. Like we were saying earlier. So technically, if you take a crucial decision for our referees. It's confirmed. The review only confirmed that it indeed will go to Gilas. We're expecting Qatar to play the fouling game now. So the most important thing is a clean inbound to be made by Newsome.
This is it.
Scotty fouled immediately. He will be tested at the line. (72-71). Scotty Thompson with 8 points and 2 assists, also 1 block. But these are the first free throws that he'll be taking in this game. First one is good.
73-71.
The second one for extra buffer. It drops. Smooth and steady as Scotty Thompson. Qatar will need a 3. Lewis making his move. Lewis for 3. Almost got it. And Gilas Pilipinas will complete their comeback. But there was a foul whistled actually before the final buzzer. The referee was motioning a foul signal, but the players are already hugging it out. Looks like is the final. Gilas Pilipinas taking the win in their first game of the second Doha International Cup over Qatar 74-71 after being down by double digits at some point in the second half. Well, it was Dwight Ramos stepping up with 15 points, 3 triples to boot. Justin Brownlee was quiet the first half, actually the first and third quarter, but in the fourth, still came to life. Hardo with 12 points and 7 rebounds. Kevin Cabal also with 7 points and 5 rebounds. A fantastic start to the pocket tournament for our Gilas Pilipinas. They take the win 74-71. We'll sign off for now. But remember that later tonight, 11 o'clock Manila time, Gilas will be back on this court as they